Welcome, friends. This is Layer by Layer Go, episode 15. Each week I read a story from the Book of Dawg, part fairy tale, part kitchen table wisdom, with music and recipes folded in. Today's chapter is called The Stew of Diversity. Settle in for your Sunday reset. Before the plot thickens, like Whiskers gravy, meet the crew so you're not lost at the dinner table. There's Donnie Dawg, our anchor, loyal as a St. Bernard and just as likely to drool on the recipe. Bubba Crust, a squirrel who believes one bad idea is worth defending to the death. Melody, a muse bird with a jukebox brain. She chirps whenever history has a single to share. Whiskers, a cat in a chef's hat who treats every recipe like it came down from a mountain. Dreamweaver, a wise owl convinced life answers hide between guitar riffs and grocery lists. I'm Don, your narrator, your guide, and occasionally your taste tester. Let's turn the page. Chapter 1, The Stew of Diversity. And it came to pass that Donnie Dawg grew hungry and declared, "Friends, let us make a jambalaya to warm our hearts." Whiskers straightened his chef's hat. At last, order, method, a proper recipe. Bubba Crust folded his arms. Bah, pecans only. One good thing is enough. Whiskers hissed. Pecans only? That's not a dish. That's a decision. Melody flitted onto the spice rack. I brought seeds and berries. It'll be avant-garde. Donnie plunked down a giant pot. Everyone add your favorite. What could go wrong? They tried it Bubba's way, pecans only. The pot looked like a wealthy squirrel's bathtub. They tried Whiskers' way, fish only. The pot looked like a stern letter from the sea. They tried Melody's way, seeds and berries only. The pot looked like dessert with performance anxiety. Donnie sighed. Friends, our stew tastes like a stubborn meeting. From the rafters, Dreamweaver descended, cloak swaying, cane tapping. Children, have you not heard the scripture of AC/DC? One solid cake recipe, yes, but decorate it fresh each time. Candles here, sprinkles there, same fountain, new flavor. He pointed at the pot. Jambalaya is not one thing done loudly, it's many things playing nicely. Whiskers blinked. So, structure and variety? Exactly, hooted Dreamweaver. Diversity isn't chaos. It's harmony with a plan. Donnie grinned. Then let's do it right. Rice, sausage, shrimp, peppers. Spice like you mean it. They each brought their best. The pot began to sing. Colors rose in the steam like a soft-spoken rainbow. Bubba tasted it, eyes wide. The whole is greater than my pecans. I rescind my tantrum. Whiskers scribbled notes. Recipe amended. Add friends. Melody trilled a happy interval. Even my berries found a verse. Whiskers aside. Kitchen tip, dice peppers, the same size as your sausage coin, so everything cooks evenly. Order makes room for flavor. Melody flutters in, wings bright. On this day in 1965, the Beatles released Yesterday, backed with Act Naturally. Now here's the kicker. Paul wrote Yesterday. Melody, lyrics, the whole shebang. But by the rules of the day, it was credited to Lennon-McCartney. John himself later admitted that one's Paul's baby. Did he get jealous? Well, the man literally wrote Jealous Guy, but he also had enough diversity guts to cash the royalty checks with a wink. Because in the end, a band isn't one nut in a pot, it's a stew. Yesterday alone showed how diversity works. One band, two writers, two very different voices, and a song so different from their usual that it became timeless. And the lesson? Diversity keeps even a band at its peak from getting stuck in yesterday. We'll spin the Rockvale Wheel at the end and play the full track it lands on from my catalog. Stick around for the spin and the song. This week's journaling prompt. Write 3 ways you'll add variety. 1 food change you'll try. 1 music change, what you'll listen to or how you'll create. 1 sharing change, how you'll connect with people differently. Smart changes, big flavor. The Pendant. Dreamweaver says, and now a word for songwriters and seekers. If you want managers or agents to find you, make your campfire visible from the next hill. What they'll look for: momentum they didn't start, consistent releases, steady engagement, a live spark. Where they are: showcases, songwriter rounds, conferences, and yes, quietly scrolling your socials. How to approach? Show the work, not the wish. Clear links, short note, your lane and your path. Red flags? Anyone charging up front to, quote, manage. Vague terms, rights grab, guaranteed radio. Build your base, diversify. Live clips, behind the scenes, email list, collabs. Light genre stretch. If one lane stalls, the others keep you rolling. Remember AC/DC's cake? Keep your core. Vary the icing. Your voice is the recipe. Variety is the frosting that keeps listeners curious. Okay, here is the spin of the Wheel of Rockvale. Okay, this week we landed on my song called Did We Break Up? This song I wrote originally when I lived in Hawaii back in probably 1994, I would say. And it had a different title and it had a different lyrics and this and that. But this is an instrumental version. It's a little soft acoustic guitar, almost like the Beatles Yesterday, kind of, sort of. Anyhow, we'll let it play here at the end of the show. Thanks for staying to the end and hearing the full track, Did We Break Up? That one and every song in my catalog lives over at layerbylayergo.com/vault, VAULT. You can stream, explore, and dig into the whole collection anytime. Next week, the Book of Dawg opens to a new chapter, Making Mistakes into Music. I've always told my students, especially in jazz, if you make a mistake, play it again. Do it twice, and they'll think you meant it. That's not just a trick in music, it's a life lesson. Join me next and every Sunday for another layered story, another recipe, another spin of the Rockvale Wheel. Until then, keep layering your life, and I'll see you next week.